What is up, my friends? My name is Echo Trumi, and today I'm back with another episode of Clash Royale, The Basics. I understand that every single day there are new players to Clash Royale, and sometimes the basic things in the game that we may take for granted that we didn't know in the beginning aren't understood by these new players, and what I'm here to do is explain those basic things. Last week we talked about tanking using giants and hogs. Today we're talking about using buildings, that's weapon buildings like a cannon, or spawners as a defense. So before I go any further, guys, I want to take a second and thank you all for coming down to the channel. I really do appreciate it. And guys, in the comments below, let me know how long you've been playing Clash Royale and what level you are. So if I look at this deck, I made this deck just to show you the examples of the buildings we're going to be talking about. This is obviously not a deck you would go into battle with, but you have your spawners on top. You have the tombstone, the furnace, the spear goblin hut, and the barbarian hut. The barbarian hut's going to spawn barbs. The spear goblin hut's going to spawn spear goblins. You're going to have what do they call them? Fire spirits, there we go, coming out of the furnace, and skeletons coming out of the tombstone. It's going to spawn those troops. They're going to go attack the towers, but they're also going to distract incoming troops like hogs and giants. And then you have on the bottom your cannon, which is going to defend or protect your towers, a Tesla, which actually can hide underground and won't be able to be targeted unless if something's in range, an inferno tower, which melts tanks, and a bomb tower, which handles hordes of enemies like barbarians, skeletons, things like that coming in. Now I have two replays that I'm going to use to show you guys today. The first one is from Battle Brawler from the clan. He shared a replay that features the cannon, and although he's playing against a Lava Hound deck, it does show a nice use of distraction towards the end. Now Battle Brawler is on the bottom working his way forward, and his cannon's in his starting hand. And actually his opponent there is playing the tombstone, so you're going to see how that tombstone distracts Battle Brawler's giant as well. So the opponent plays that Lava Hound, and the cannon's playing in the center, in between the two towers, which is most of the time where you want to play these defensive cards, because if a tank comes down, besides a Lava Hound, which you're seeing right now, comes down the lane, it's going to be distracted and pulled over towards that cannon. You're going to see that happen shortly, and he just has to deal with this Lava Hound right here first, which is about to pop, and he's going to take care of those pups, zap that goblin barrel that came in, and play some nice defense there. Nice job, Battle Brawler. So now the cannon is gone. His elixir's building. He doesn't really need the cannon yet, again, especially because it can't attack that Lava Hound. It only attacks ground troops, but it will distract the Lava Hound, slowing it down. Looks as if he's going to go with a giant push. He's going to start his giant deep so he can build up elixir and build up a push behind it. And it looks as if he's going to play his Mega Minion. Is that it? No, maybe not. We're going to see in a second. His elixir's built up again. His giant hasn't even gotten to the tower, to the bridge, so that's a nice play right there. Archers and Mega Minion behind, and as you see in a second, that opponent right there played that tombstone, which distracted the giant, and then after being destroyed, spawned 5 or 6 skeletons, which helped take out the giant. So actually, by hold on, his opponent, nice use of that there, that defensive spawner as a good building to help take out that tank. Battle Brawler is waiting to find out what his opponent's going to do. He plays the cannon just to get a card down because his elixir was full. And here comes another Lava Hound push, and he goes with a giant push at the bridge. He started the bridge because he knew that his opponent was low on elixir. And then he throws his graveyard spell, which is going to spawn skeletons. That's not what this video is about, guys, but I mean, it's just a beautiful thing to watch that melt towers with the giant on it as well. Really nicely done. And now he's got to play some defense with his Lava Hound. It's a pretty big push coming in behind, but he has arrows and he has the lightning spell, which he just used as well. He uses his archers to defend against those lava pups that are coming out of that came out of the Lava Hound. The opponent still took his tower down to about 1,000 hit points. Now, I believe he's going to play that giant again and build up a push behind it. Yes, he is. That graveyard spell he's going to drop in the tower. His opponent is low on elixir because he just dropped the Hound, which is an expensive troop. but because it's double elixir time, that minion horde was able to get on top of it, but still not in time because the tower was taken down. And as you can see right here, that lava hound is being distracted by the cannon. It was pulled over towards the core, gets distracted, gets sidetracked, and does not make it to the tower. So good use of the cannon right there. The cannon works even better against giant decks or hog decks, just enough to pull them into the center. You move them over enough tiles over to the left or to the right, depending on what side, and you will see how it can be actually have the troop targeted by both of your towers. Now I have one more replay that actually shows how a spawner is used, and that's by Royalty from the clan. And Royalty is using a goblin hut, which he's going to use as a defensive building as well, and his opponent is using an inferno tower, so you're going to get to see that in action as well. So actually our own members of our clan, as well as the opponents, are using buildings that are used actually fairly effectively. Alright, so some nice defense played. The opponent uses a fireball right there just to try and get that goblin hut out of the way, because sometimes these spawner decks, they can really be a pain in the butt. As you notice, as this hut spawns goblins, it gets one shot off on the tower or on the inferno tower every time. And notice how that inferno tower drew the giant into the center, really got him away from the tower, but a zap spell was used, resetting the inferno, allowing the giant to get to the tower and really beat up on it, taking it down to about 1,000 hit points. And then the minions make their way. They may be going to get 1 or 2 shots off on it, just 2, but still, that tower's already down to 800 hit points. And here we go. What's the defense going to be? It looks like he's going to log it, and then he's going to probably throw his goblin hut to start spamming one of the sides and to play some defense and distract any incoming troops. He's waiting for his elixir, which is a smart play, and there's that goblin hut. Now, any troops like this hog that come down that right-hand lane are going to get distracted by the goblin hut, as you're seeing right there. And then, as it's distracted, slows it down, you surround it with other troops, and you really allow that hog only to get 1 shot in the tower, maybe 2, or sometimes even 0. Now, his opponent is most likely going to play the Inferno Tower, which he did, and the Zap spell is in hand by Royalty, which is how you reset the Inferno Tower, and the Giant's going to pound away on it and probably beat it up, and it's gone. There's a little bit of health left in the Giant, but still not enough to get to the tower, so that was a very nice defense played by the opponent right there, using the Inferno Tower. All decks don't have buildings, but it is a solid defense if you do have a building in your deck. One of the most popular meta ones right now is the Tombstone, just because it really deals with tanks well, being that it, and here we go, that hog again being distracted, being that it spawns the skeletons upon its death and after it's destroyed, so it really will take out those tanks. And right there, the hog never made it to the tower. Nice job distracting right there, Royalty, with the Goblin Hut. And now we have that Giant again being distracted by the Inferno Tower, but it was zapped, and it's going to get, it's going to actually probably get melted. It's going to be a little bit, yep, it did not make it, because the Inferno Tower heats up over time, which prevents it, which actually, as it heats up, it gets stronger and stronger, and it keeps the tank from getting to it, because it just gets so strong, and it just kills it quicker and quicker as time goes on. That's why the Zap spell is used. And here we go. This is going to be the round right here. That Giant is going to pound it one more time, and that's going to be it with 1 second left. And there you go. So, my friends, you were given an example of both a structure, such as a cannon or an Inferno Tower, as we saw today, and you also got to see how some of the spawners look, like the Goblin Barrel, and one of the opponents was using the Tombstone. So, me personally, depends on the deck. I actually like using the Furnace or the Inferno Tower. Those are probably my 2 favorites. Everyone has their own favorites. The elixir cost is above, so although the Barbarian Hut spawns the strongest troops, it costs 7 elixir to put that down, so it's a huge investment, and which can sometimes be dangerous, which is why so many people like the Tombstone or the Cannon, because it only costs 3 elixir, and it will distract that Hog or that Giant that are coming in for the majority of the push. And a lot of the time, they won't actually make it to the tower. So that's been it, guys. I hope that this guide helps you build up your skill and improve as a player. If you enjoyed this episode, or if you learned something, I really hope that you decide to hit that subscribe button. I have so many more ideas and things to discuss with you on these beginner episodes, because there is a lot to learn that you really just don't know in the beginning. So that's all going to come. So hopefully, like I said, you subscribe so you can be part of that. And if you're already subscribed, guys, please support this series. Even if you're a veteran player, it's really important that we get these new players to fall in love with the game and really understand how to play, and not get that rage in the beginning because they just don't understand the game. So if you're a veteran player, hit that like button to help support it so we can support these new players. And for those of you that don't know me, again, my name is Echo Through Me, and I come out with Clash of Clans and Clash Royale content every single day. I hope to see you guys back again tomorrow. Until then, be good.